Select the IUPAC name for the following molecule. So looking at this molecule, we see that we have a molecule with two functional groups. We have an alkene and we have an alkyne. With two functional groups, we need to decide if one of those functional groups has priority over the other. In your textbook, in Table 7.1, you have a rough trend of priorities that lets us know that carbonyl-containing functional groups are the highest priority functional groups. You will learn how to name those in Chem 100. And the lowest priority functional groups are alkenes and alkynes, which are roughly equal to each other. So what does this mean with the naming to see that two groups are equal to each other? What this tells us is that we number to give the first multiple bond we encounter the lowest possible number. So for this molecule, we should try to count from either side and see where we first hit a multiple bond. So if we start from where my pen is now, we see 1, 2 is the position where we would hit the first multiple bond. Counting from the other side, 1, 2, 3 would be where we would hit the first multiple bond. In a case that those two numbers were the same, we would give the priority to the alkene. In this case, though, we have a clear distinction between 2 and 3, so we will number to give the lowest number 2, starting from here. So here is the numbering of our parent chain. So this is a 9-carbon atom chain. So we know that this is known for 9. The alkene comes before the alkyne in the name, and our alkene is at carbon 6. So we have 6-ene, and then our alkyne is at carbon 2. So we have 2-ine. We also have a substituent here at carbon 7, which is a methyl group. So we can say this is 7-methyl. And the remaining detail that we need to determine is the stereochemistry of the alkene. So we need to look at the two alkene carbon atoms, so that's 7 and 6, and see where our highest priority groups are. If we look at carbon 6, we have a bond to carbon going up and a bond to hydrogen going down. The bond to carbon would be the high priority. And then if we look at carbon 7, we've got a methyl group. So we have a carbon atom and we have another carbon atom at carbon 8. So then we would say, well, what are those carbon atoms attached to? So if we look at carbon 8, it has bonds to 1, 2 carbon atoms and then 2 hydrogens. And if we look at this methyl substituent coming on the other side of that alkene carbon 7, it has a bond to carbon and it has 3 bonds to hydrogen. So that means that the high priority group here is this one, the ethyl group. And that ethyl group is pointing up. This other high priority group is pointing up. They are going in the same direction, so that is Z. So that makes the correct answer to this problem B.